Hi guys, this is Stephanie Farron, the media specialist at David W. Butler High School, and this is our 2-minute book recommendation for the month of January. So the book I've decided to talk about is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black, and this is a fantasy novel, and I am not a big fantasy fan, but this book totally immersed me. I wanted to find out more and more. In fact, I devoured this book and the 3 books in the trilogy, which we all have at Butler High School. So Holly Black is a famous writer. She's pretty prolific in the young adult world. She wrote the Spiderwick Chronicles, if you guys read that when you were younger, and Tithe. And this is her newest series that was launched in 2018. So the book has 2 worlds, the human world and the fairy world, and then human characters and fairy characters and how they get along in the worlds. So the human characters are Vivian, Jude, and Taryn, and their stepfather, or their father, Maddox, was a fairy, and he married a human, which can happen, but that makes him human. She does something terrible, so he ends up killing her and taking the kids into the fairy world with him, which there are other humans that live in the fairy world, and so that's okay. But these 3 girls experience all types of bullying in the fairy world because, after all, humans don't have the powers of the fairies. They go to school together, they learn different spells, but they get picked on, and there's certain things they can't participate in. So it's how the 3 girls relate into the fairy world. One wants to fit in, one absolutely hates it, and one wants idol worships the fairies and wants to become just like them. So it's all about their life growing up as humans, facing the challenges growing up in the fairy world. And again, like I said, I am not normally a big fantasy reader, but this just sucked me in. So there are actually 3 books in the trilogy. The Cruel Prince, The Wicked King, and The Queen of Nothing are the trilogy. In addition, there's some side books that we also have in the library, How the King of Elfin Learned to Hate, and The Lost Sisters. So this will give you a great way to get sucked into this and find out whether or not humans can conquer the fairies, or whether the fairies will always have ultimate control over the humans, and what kinds of little evil tricks they do to each other. So there are a couple different ways you can check out the book. As always, you can check it out on Sora and read it as an ebook or an audiobook. You can check it out as a physical book by requesting it at the Butler Library, or you can check it out in Hoopla. This book has also been picked by Universal, so eventually it will become a movie, and I can see it as a great movie. So happy reading.